Sonny Palacios is a local attorney and is running for Congress in District 15 as a Democrat. And Sonny, thanks for joining us today. Tell us a bit about yourself, your background, and what you're doing for a living.
I'm Sonny Palacios. I'm running for the United States Congress. I am an attorney. I'm on the Edinburgh School Board. I've been up for the past 6 years. But most of all, I'm a single father of two daughters. I have one daughter who's at the University of Connecticut. She's 18. She's a junior. And Jane is 16. She's at Robert Vela High School.
Why are you running for Congress?
When my daughters when Suzanne was born, she was born with a condition called Riger syndrome. So I knew she was going to need a lot of help. Rewind that back a couple of years. I've always been in student government, whether it was in high school, did activism in college, was on the honor court in law school. So when I started running we became a father, I saw that she was in have special needs. I took care of the special needs on my own. There was a lot of needs that I needed help with. I was a teacher aide with the school district and only earning $700 a month with a wife and a daughter who had special needs. It was not enough to put food on the table at all. So I ended up going to law school. Once I was in law school, I was in the honor court. I started practicing law and started helping out teachers, AFT, things like that, with some of the grievance hearings and things. Then I started getting involved because Suzanne was in the school district at that point, and there was needs that she needed and other kids needed, with special ed and 504 and those things. So I ended up getting on the school board for those. Since we've been on the school board, we've done amazing things. School Board of the Year, Large School District of the Year, got recognized by the Huffington Post for the school-based clinic that we have there, getting national recognition. This just gives me the opportunity to expand the help that I've been doing, first at home, then in the school district community, now throughout the state.
What would you say is the top issue in South Texas you'd like to tackle?
Jobs. I mean, when it comes down to everywhere I go, whether it's Seguin or Hebronville or Falfurrias, everybody's talking about jobs. They need jobs.
How do you propose to help bring jobs to the area?
Well, traveling this district, you also see the crumbling infrastructure. We need to rebuild the infrastructure. Rebuilding infrastructure does create jobs also. Being a school district, I also saw the need for development of technology, development of people with career paths. Not everybody wants to go to college, but graduating with a high school degree is not enough anymore. So a lot of kids are now getting career and technology certifications. So those are the new jobs that are coming up. We are transitioning from the agriculture society that we were 15, 20, 30 years ago to now more manufacturing service industry, and we need to train our students accordingly.
One of the top issues in D.C. these days is Obamacare. Your stance on Obamacare, do you want to tweak it? You want to keep it as is? Do you want to repeal it?
No, I definitely do not want to repeal it, and I will fight anyone who decides that they want to repeal it. My daughter Suzanne was born with Riger syndrome, so the insurance company would not cover her because she had pre-existing conditions. That being said, it was not until the ACA was passed that insurance companies covered her. At 14, she lost one eye. She almost lost the other eye just on Thursday. And we flew up to Connecticut. One of her friends drove her up to Yale Medical. And they had some surgery procedures there. Had she been down here, she would have lost the eye the same way she did the first one, but over there they ended up saving the eye. It was because of the ACA that the insurance companies covered her. That being said, I understand the donut hole. I understand there's some people who are too rich to afford free health care and too poor to afford paying the monthly premiums or the premiums. We need to close that donut hole. I am for universal health care. The ACA was a great start, but it's a great start. We have some improvements, and we need to improve it. We don't repeal it. We improve on it.
Okay. Describe your political philosophy and why you're running as a Democrat.
My political philosophy. I believe in helping every person individually, as a group, and any way we can. I believe in universal health care. I really do. It's so much so that the school district now has a school-based clinic that any student, teacher, parent, grandparent can go either for free or for reduced charge. Nobody's going to be turned away regardless of citizenship or non-citizenship. We want these kids to get educated. We want these people, these families healthy. We want this community to be strong. And that's pretty much what I've done my whole life.
On the issue of border security, Do we need more? Do we have just enough? What is your stance?
We need, first of all, to embrace the citizens, the people that are here, give them a pathway to citizenship. There are criminal elements. I do federal and state criminal defense for a living, so I've seen what gun running does to Mexico. I've seen what the import-export of guns does. I've also seen what illegal immigration does, the human slavery issues that happens, the mules the people that they're using as mules to carry drugs back and forth. So I've seen those things. Those crimes need to be punished a lot more harshly on the organizers, on the coyotes, on the managers, and the criminal element. That being said, though, you cannot build a wall. Not here. We are a community with a river run through it. We have our brothers and sisters on the Mexican side of the border, and it's a symbiotic relationship. A wall would only hurt our state.
And on the issue of abortion, your stance?
I'll say it. I've said it before, and I'll say it quite simply. No man is ever going to tell my daughters what they can and cannot do with their body, period. I will fight to repeal the Hyde Amendment.
Veterans issues, what comes to mind?
Oh, yeah, that one's easy. For me, I see it. I was sitting there thinking about this and what we can do for them when it comes to the medical and VA. Of course, they need the VA hospital down here, and it's time to re-examine the formulas that the government says that there's not enough veterans in this district. That's one thing. Two is all veterans and their families need to be covered under Medicare. Medicare coverage being expanded on non-combat related illnesses will allow the VA to concentrate on combat related illnesses. That's great. That's what they need. Two is the GI Bill is great also, but we also need apprenticeship programs. We need some trainings when they come back and get into the job market. We also need to incentivize small businesses, tax breaks and tax credits for those small businesses who hire veterans. Encourage the hiring of veterans.
And any final thoughts, something you'd like the voters to know as we close out?
Well, when you look at the pool of candidates, the answer is, I know there's a large pool, but the answer is pretty much simple. Look at the voters' track history. Look at the candidates' track history. There's only a couple of candidates that have any proven history. Then look at their voting records. There's only a couple of candidates that have only voted once or twice in their lifetimes. How is a candidate going to represent you when they haven't even represented themselves? That's interesting. So when you do that, there's only a couple candidates left. And when you have those couple of candidates left, there's only one candidate who has the proven history, the experience with ECISD having a $350 million budget annually. Nobody else comes close to our budget. Nobody else comes close to our recognition. Nobody else comes close to our accolades. Nobody else comes close to the experience I have in this district and helping out everybody else in this district.